We are now in my friend Tim's garage. I think you guys have seen Tim on the vlog before, but he's just... Hey, come back! Hey! So we're in his little miniature, like, I don't know, it's not really a fab shop, but it's got some goodies.
It's a fab shop, bro.
And I just threw down some welds. I haven't welded in quite a while, so Tim was letting me practice on his welder, and threw down some jazz. It's not the best, but you know, I'm learning. It's not horrible by any means. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna cut up the lower control arms. I have the control arms here lined up, and basically we're gonna be throwing in our box or extension right there on each one. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna do a few measurements, and then I'm gonna basically scratch in a line there. That's gonna be my guideline. And then I will get ready to cut those after checking a few times. I want it to be as precise as possible, obviously, so that you don't have any issues. But one of the things is, like, it doesn't need to be absolutely perfect. It needs to be pretty close to perfect, but we can always sort out little minor adjustments during the alignment and everything. And like, this isn't a pro drift angle kit, and most adjustable kits are gonna end up being a little bit different on each side, just because that's what happens. So yeah, I'm gonna measure that up really quick and then put a line in, and then I might even start grindering. So yeah, those are the lines that I have basically measured out. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut into those, and then we're gonna be putting in this piece, which is how much we are gonna be extending that out. So this is gonna get cut in the middle here, and then it's gonna get pushed out by the width of this, which is 1 inch. 1 inch is kind of on the higher side, but I'm keen to have some tiltiness. I want these things to poke out. I got a rocket bunny kit I need to fill, and I'm gonna be relipping my front wheels a little bit smaller so that I don't deal with those kind of issues. The other thing is, most guys who are doing this, like the Villains and any other guys who are basically commercially extending lower control arms and everything, will have a jig, and so theirs is going to be precise and stuff. And this is janky, doing it yourself, but I was considering buying the Villains kit, and then I decided to do it this way just so I could learn the process and also have some content for you guys, because I'm trying to do as much stuff on this car myself as possible. And it's really cool learning how to weld and learning what you can do when you just try and do it yourself. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with those lines. I'm gonna like trace them around the side also, and then I might just go and cut them. Tim's just out for a bit, but he will be back soon, and then when he gets back, we'll figure out how we are going to bend this guy into the shape that we need, and we'll go from there. All right guys, so I have everything measured to the point where I'm happy with it. We're gonna go and grind this. Remember, safety, use those gogs. Just gonna make sure that that's all nice on there. I'm gonna hold this tight. All right, there we go. Boom, boom. So now we're basically gonna be throwing this guy in here. And then that's gonna be a nice extension. Woohoo! All right, Tim just got back and we're cutting the pieces now for the section that we're gonna be using to create the extension. And he brought some beef jerky from his parents' neighbors, and it is ultra friggin' spicy. And anybody who knows me right now knows that I'm so sweaty.
Brenty does not fuck with spice.
Oh my god. So, yeah. So now basically what we're doing is we are sanding off all the paint on the lower control arm so that there's actually a surface to weld to. Well, he's deburring it, and then we're gonna take the paint off.
You gotta make sure you hit that motherfucking like button, hit that motherfucking subscribe button, because if this video gets to over 5 likes, I'm talking 5 like-a-roonies, Big Brenty over here is gonna take some fat dabs in his extra spicy beef jerky, and that shit was made with over 100 jalapeno peppers. Did you hear me? 100 jalapeno peppers. That's one with over 2 zeros at the end of it. It's gonna be fucking crazy. All right, boys, let's get to it right now. Thanks for sticking around, 403 fam. Yo, dab on the haters. Peace out.
So now we have our piece of metal that we are gonna be using for the extension all cut out. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bend it now into the shape that it needs to be. How are we gonna do that, Tim?
I don't fucking know.
First we gotta measure, find out where the bends are gonna be, and then something that will probably involve some hammers, I'm assuming.
Yeah, there'll be some smashing.
Hammer smashing. Look, he's even got a notepad. Look at this guy. What is he doing?
I mean, I did go to engineering school, so.
So, yeah, we're just gonna trace it.
We're actually just making this out of paper. This is gonna be a really fun little arts and crafts project you guys can all do at home. Make sure you ask your parents first before you grab the scissors though. Or the angle grinder or the other stuff we used before this, but you know, the scissors are the dangerous one. Oh fuck, that's my spot. Where'd I put the... Keep your workshops clean, boys and girls. God damn it. We'll start there, sure. And we're gonna go out 2 1/8. And then from there, we're gonna go out 1 1/4 inch. Gonna fit it as we go.
Ciabatta.
Actually, let me get the welder out.
That is bad practice.
Avert your eyes, children.
Let's move this shit too.
No, that can stay. Okay, well, ready? Here we go. Oh, shit.
That's so loud.
That was so
Did that hurt your hands?
in my head. Okay, that all actually.
Look at that.
And they said I couldn't be an engineer. No one actually said that, but nor does this have anything to do with what we're doing right now, but you know.
Engineered to perfection. Kind of.
I'm not actually allowed to say that until I become an engineer. So this is engineered in training to perfection. Booby mass.
Doesn't help that I'm doing this left-handed when I'm right-handed.
Honestly, I'm just insulted you just came with blacktop in the garage.
All right, guys, so we're back here, day 2 2 of working on the lower control arms and knuckles. We stopped working yesterday just because it was really cold in here and didn't really feel like doing it anymore. So we're back. We got this one is pretty much set up and ready to go. Tim is working on bending this guy around, and then I'm just measuring out where we're gonna cut the knuckles. So essentially what we're trying to do is move this pivot point on the outer tie rod and in as close to the center of the wheel as possible, and it'll basically make it so when you turn the steering wheel, because there's a shorter distance here, it's gonna make the wheel turn more, basically. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it right here, and then we're gonna have to flatten this bit, and then we're gonna be relocating this piece underneath and welding it to the bottom of the knuckle there, because that's what everybody else does. I need my gogs. Alright guys, so I'm just about to weld in the extension. As you can see, Tim's just heating it up a tiny bit.
That's what happens when you're welding the cold, boys.
Yeah, you know what, it's actually really nice outside. It's like 5 degrees, but in this garage, we don't have heat or anything, and it's definitely kind of cold in here. It's keeping the cold in more than the heat in. So, it is what it is. We're doing what we can, and yeah, this extension's gonna be pretty rad. So what we're gonna do first is just line it up, and then I'm gonna tack it in 4 spots, and then we'll weld this side up, and then we'll do the exact same, tack it in the 4 spots, and then weld that side up. I just tacked the 2 sides here. Now I'm gonna lay a fat bead across the top. Fat bead.
Fat bead, bro.
We're gonna roast the sensor of my camera. They're definitely not the most beautiful welds, but they're definitely in there, and they're definitely like strong penetration all the way through. As you can see, I have extra on each side. We just left that because it was the easiest way to bend it all. I'm gonna cut all that off so it looks good. I did do it on each side all the way through. My welds on the insides were actually a lot better than the welds on the outside. Just to make sure that it was nice and strong. Right now, I'm just gonna basically grind these down a little bit so they look pretty. And yeah, because I'm a grinder, not a welder. There's the other one down there. She's all sauced up. Tim is just welding up the knuckles now. We have them all set up. I'm gonna be getting a lot of steering angle from this because we moved basically where the tie rod connects in a lot closer. So this is gonna be pretty rowdy. Should be good though. Should be interesting. That's what it'll be. It'll be interesting. So that's basically what we've done. Is we just took this bit and cut it off, and then moved it inside, and then we basically created some grooves so that Tim could build up the material inside, and it would be a lot more structurally sound and everything. But that is welded on there, nice and solid. That should be good for some friggin' angle. That's some deep chucks. All right guys, so that's gonna be the end for this episode. We got the knuckles all done. Tim just grinded them and made them look all clean and everything. As you can see here, they're looking pretty fresh. So that's gonna allow us to get a lot more angle, and then combined with the extended lower control arms, it should be pretty darn good. I'm excited to throw those in the car, but I'm gonna wrap up this episode now because I feel like there's gonna be a lot. This is gonna be like 25 minutes of watching us do stuff. So I'm gonna wrap it up, and in the next episode I will be installing these along with the lower control arms, and I will be getting Maxima inner and outer tie rods for the steering rack and everything, because now that I have shortened knuckles, I need to run longer tie rods. And well, it's actually not because of the shortened knuckles as much, but the extended lower control arms. So I will be getting those, and then the next video will be installing those and testing it out with wheels and everything to see how those fit. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Pizza.